This is kind of continuation of the last video I made. The Philippines could become the center of New World Order. I forgot to include one very important topic for us Indians. And if you are graduating and if you are looking to study abroad, I would really suggest you to look for Southeast Asia, especially Philippines, guys. It's very critical for your overall development, and the dark forces are trying their best so that we Indians would never look to the east but look towards the west instead. So I don't know how I missed to include it, but I made a point that I really need to include this. So if you are planning to study abroad, let's be real, there are very less opportunities in India right now due to the issues we are facing, but it's all done by dark forces, guys. So if you are a parent looking to send your kid abroad for study, and we know the choice by default is west, right? Is either US or Europe, etc. But this video will show you, if you send your kids to the Philippines, he will come on top like anything, guys. It will be an overall 360-degree development. The Philippines, like Southeast Asia, was the center of Atlantis, guys. If he studies for 4 years, there is no looking back for him. I kind of missed it. I hoped someone guided me. So this is kind of a payback so that you don't have to get misled in your life in your early 20s. I would really suggest you to get the energies of Atlantis to be somewhere in your life, guys. This video will show you, especially like when I say Indians, it is like the rest of the world, like South Asians, Indians, Sri Lankans, Pakistani, Nepalis, Bangladesh, the entire Africa, etc., South America, etc., because we have been totally brainwashed into looking into the west, guys. Instead, we must look into southeast. We were actually, our souls, in the ancient times were all from the Atlantean side, guys, and the dark forces are consciously trying for us to not make into the Atlantis, not even get an energy of the Atlantis, because they know if we get it, we will reach somewhere. So this video will show you what I mean. This is very important if you are in your 20s and looking to make a future of you. And I would really suggest you to look towards the east, not to the west. You will be blown away this area, because everyone will be proud of his own country, right? Indians will say India is the greatest, Africans will say Africa, America is the greatest country. But as you know, I am Indian, but this is pure research that led me to Southeast Asia, guys. And actually, it is not that I didn't have any choice or something, because I was working in Germany. I am like, my background led me into software development, so it doesn't that I ended up by default. I had choice to work in Europe and even in like in US, but my H1B got rejected many times. I don't know for what reason, but I was working in Germany. But immediately I came to know, if I lived in Germany, there will not be like 360-degree development. It is very critical that we get complete holistic development, guys, on a soul level, not on a mental level, but complete overall development will only come to us if you leave here, or kickstart your life after getting energies from Atlantis. So I am not telling you just like that. It is lot of science, guys, that shows this area is very special for the entire human race. So I will come to it, because when we are in India, our emphasis is only on mind and how we could get good grades. Our India has lot of good things going on, like it is even now compared to US or like many countries, it is still very peaceful place, guys. You can say whatever, but You can go to any place in India without getting fear of your life or getting your car jacked. Even if you go to Dharavi in Mumbai, the slum area, you can walk freely. You can try it. That is why when foreigners come, they have a walking tour of Dharavi slums, right? But they can't do that in Baltimore or Washington or Seattle. Walking tour of ghettos or projects in America or in favelas in Brazil. Try it. If you come alive, you will get an award. But that is very good about India is they don't care about what wealth you have. Like, if you are driving in Mercedes in Dharavi, they will leave you alone. I can assure you guys. Poverty is not a crime in India, guys. There are a lot of good things happening, but the dark forces are equally very strong in India. So even when you are graduated with engineering or master's degree, you have reached nowhere, guys. Most of us, unless you have studied in a top ranked universities in India, but for most of us, like 90% of others, there is little scope. But I feel that can be overridden if you study here, guys, because this place gives you complete 360-degree growth, guys. Not just mental, but it gives you one thing that I feel that we Indians lack is discipline. I know you think that you have discipline, but there are layers of discipline, and the second is respect, guys. If we learn these two things, that is on the top, there are many other things. You will reach somewhere that you cannot believe if you get the energies from here, especially you are in Indian, guys. And I was keeping track of it because I lost 20 years of my life. If somebody gave me this guidance, I would have reached already, like I would have had plus 20 years of my life added to me. So what I am doing right now, I could have done it already 20 years back. So I missed this and I reached by chance here. Nobody guided me. Maybe it was my soul energy that guided me here. And I got saved literally many times. Only reason I am speaking to you right now and not dead and buried under the ground is because I lived here and got the energies, guys. Otherwise, the dark forces would have already made me bye-bye. So I wanted to give Indians an a different view than what mainstream tells you about where to study and where to grow your career, etc. And that is Southeast Asia, guys, especially Philippines, because 90% of Filipinos speak English. So as an Indian, it will be much easier for you to adapt to the culture, etc. in the Philippines. There is Indonesia, Thailand, but the learning curve is kind of hard there. So I have been keeping track of this development of students going to the Philippines from India since last five years to study MBBS. And I predicted this in my mind, like if Indians found out about the Philippines and if they study, they will come on top. They will beat every other country, guys, because we lack one thing that Southeast Asia provides, guys. I will show you here. But the dark forces are one step ahead. So this video is kind of, nullifying the effect of dark forces, because India is not controlled by politicians and all these billionaires and bureaucrats, guys. It is completely controlled by dark forces. You have no idea how subtly they control you and they misdirect you when you are in your 20s and 30s, when you are trying to build your life. Because if you have the same degree, same qualifications, same IQ in India, and if you are born in Philippines or Southeast Asia, anywhere, you would already achieve a lot in your life, That is why when Indians go abroad, they shine a lot. But to be on top, like the cream of the crop, if you get the energies of Southeast Asia, you will be somewhere I cannot even tell you. As you can see, Indian students started studying in the Philippines for MBBS, and within few years they had the highest passing rate, guys. And if you have done doctor, if you are studying in medical, you know how hard it is to get admission in Indian medical colleges because of the limited availability of seats. So many students who have got 80%, 90% still cannot get admission in India. So the obvious choice was go to Ukraine, Ukraine or Russia, or if you had a lot of money, you could go to the West, UK or USA, etc. But the destiny may have it, or something like Philippines started opening, and within few years, out of 20 or 30 countries where Indians go to study MBBS, Philippines came on top, guys, and it has broken all the records. Like, it is very difficult to pass FMGE. You can you can watch lot of videos, like the passing percentage in FMGE at 12%, 13%. But when Indians studying in Philippines came and wrote the exam, they have like nearly 50% of passing percentage, guys. It's crazy. You can watch the videos of, like, in this discipline in MBBS, studying MBBS abroad, and slowly Philippines came on top, guys. This is like, as you can see, best MBBS university in abroad with highest MCI passing result. Because when you study MBBS abroad and you come to India, you have to write a clearance exam, conducted by Government of India, FMGE and MCI. In that, last year, the top 10 rank holders, out of that 5 were from Philippines, top 10 rank holders. So it is, the reason is the culture and the environment and the energies that we Indians lack in our DNA, I could say. It is fulfilled, guys. And even if you are a Filipino, what Filipinos lack, there is connection between Southeast Asia and Indians, guys. It is not one-way street. Filipinos, if they learn from Indians, they can grow a lot. And if we Indians learn a lot from the Filipino, Southeast Asian, we can grow a lot in our life. Like, we need each other. So I will show you some of the, videos where students who have studied in the Philippines got top rank in India. I actually will not believe it. I predicted, I knew this. If Indians study in Philippines, they will come on top in India. MBBS Abroad 2020. Please watch my videos till end. You will know one guy in India that will blow you away. He's the greatest sports person that we know, who has broken all the records. He is the number one. And there will be no one like him in India. He did his schooling in the Philippines by the grace of God, guys. You will be blown away. Please watch this video till end. If you are not convinced by these, stats, I will show you one person you will have not even imagined in your wildest of dreams. That guy has studied in the Philippines, and he himself says all his growth in his life was because of him being in the Philippines, guys. Please watch this. I am requesting you, if you are in your 20s and 30s. Do not miss this place. This is not Philippines and Indonesia, as you know. This is Atlantis, guys. Education, Atlantis was full about knowledge, education. And we Indians miss this one key aspect that this area provides. And when you get this, no one can beat you, guys. I guarantee you. As you can see, since last 2 years, as soon as Indians started going to the Philippines for study, they became number one, guys. Slowly but surely. It was not Ukraine or Russia or China or US or UK. Lot of students go to UK, and when they come back to study, they cannot keep up with the students who study in the Philippines. As you can see, why MBBS in Philippines is best option for year 20. I wrote a comment also here. As you can see, many people, they agreed. It has, as you can see, Philippines gives us a lot of things that we miss in our DNA, I would say, that it provides. But it happens subtly. You will not know it, guys. That is the thing. Top 5 medical college of Philippines. The thing is, the dark forces in India, they promote Western countries like Canada, Germany, Canada, UK. But I tell you guys, it will not give you. I was myself in Germany. I came to know the only lure about studying in the West or working in the West is free medical. They lure Indians to Canada with free medical and free insurance, but they will not tell you the doctor shortage in the West. You have to, if even if you have a broken bone or pain in your teeth, you have to get appointment, and there is so much waiting list, guys. All your savings, all your pensions amounts to nothing in Canada or UK. The patients die simply for getting appointment for doctors in the West. It is not free. It is satanic mind control. So if you are in India, please be very careful. There is no such thing as free in the West. There is lot of doctors shortage. So free medical and insurance is all a charade. You will die waiting on, you will be tithering in pain to get an appointment for doctor. Just Google it. How many patients in the West have died just waiting for a doctor appointment? When I was in Germany, my landlord, he had to get the heart surgery, but he was waiting for 6 months, and he was a local German. Then I came to know the charade in Germany. They take 53% of tax, whatever you were, 53, guys. Plus the VAT is like 15 to 20%. You only get 25% of your income. Was no saving. You already know, the highest electricity price is in Germany. People are in Germany actually using chulas, going to forest, cutting down trees and burning the wood to make a living. It's very bad in Germany, guys. I'm telling you, it is with our condition, like, middle class. Most of us are middle class Indians. I would suggest, but I am not forcing you. You can do your own research. If you have reached watching my videos, we all have to do our own research. So this is kind of an input to your own independent research. But I feel when many Indians do research to study abroad or, go abroad, they are being brainwashed a lot to study in the West. But this video will really, I hope it gives you an option to look into the East as well, to give you overall development and save your hard-earned money of your parents. And I can assure you, if you study, I'm telling Philippines, but the whole of Southeast Asia is like that, guys. It gives you 360-degree development, complete development of your psyche. And it will make you something, a very good human being in your life. Which country has the highest MC, FMGC passing percentage? The Philippines. And if you can ask any MBBS student, it is very, very difficult to clear FMGE and MCI when you come, guys. Lot of students fail. Philippines, the passing percentage is crazy, guys, 50%. But wait till what they did. When I read this news, I have been keeping track for this since last 4-5 years. But I was surprised that why dark forces in India are not acting on this. Because I knew if Indians came to know about the Philippines, the story of India suffering of students, youth will end. Because what we lack, the Philippines and Southeast Asia provides. So I was very surprised till 2021 the dark forces have not done anything to stop Indians from going to the Philippines, guys. And what to the dot, they did this before as well. They stopped it, guys. Career at stake, Indian medical student in Philippines say NMC betrayed us. So what the government did, government in India is nothing to do with politics, guys. It has to do with dark forces control India. They banned it. Now if you study, like it is dicey, if you study a course in Philippines, it is not recognized. They did this earlier also. As you can see, this is by design, guys. I was kind of expecting this. Not equivalent to MBBS in India, NMC decision on course in Philippines. Out of all the countries in the world, Philippines is not that, bad infrastructure or anything. It is very, very good. It is on par with, some places are on par with Singapore, like BGC and all. The standard is very high, if not equal to, like, many other of the colleges in the West. But the government, I know, see, 29th March 29, so completely they made sure that Indians don't go to the Philippines. It has nothing to do with anything about the course, because if you are looking into merit based, the students who have studied in Philippines were crushing it, the exams, Indian medical student pursuing BSc in Philippines ineligible for MBBS. They did this earlier, so that it was not surprising for me. Looking at uncertain future, Indian medical student in Philippines say NMC betrayed us. This is not NMC. There is one dark force in India, guys. You have no idea. It's very, very, very ancient. Very ancient. He has not died. He controls India and our future. Only through luck I came to Southeast Asia. Actually, I was working in Germany as a software developer, So I know there is no future for it. Will be like for your kids, if you go to West and when you have a family, you will become ABCD guys. As they say, American born confused they see. Like US and the West, they chew you and throw you out. For the future of your kids, it is very, very ancient conspiracy. Everything goes back to the Atlantean times, guys. Our soul is still in the Atlantis, actually. So these people, the aliens, the dark forces who were in Atlantis and are still controlling, make sure that we suffer without getting the energies of Atlantis. But I will tell you one thing, how they, send their people to Southeast Asia. Aspiring pilot wings tied in red tape. So this is in 2016. So getting a pilot license in Philippines became a thing when Indian aviation opened up, so many pilots from India started pursuing course in Philippines. So they banned that also, guys. So if you do pilot training in Philippines, it is not magically recognized in India. So this student also, he went to, as you can see, a scheduled caste youth quest to become pilot has crash landed. So they do not allow, many of like middle class and lower class Indians to get a good life. So they create some BS reason about how training in Philippines is bad, etc. All crap. I will show you. The number one training in Asia is actually, with regards to cost, is Philippines, guys. But this happened 4 to 5 years back when even pilot CPL, commercial pilot license from Philippines, was not recognized. But if you do that, you can actually pursue it in Dubai, UAE and Singapore and America, etc. But except India, you can get a pilot license. So they make sure Indians don't come to it. As you can see, there are a lot of pilot training. Is Philippines positioned to become one of the next key global pilot training destination, because the cost equal to quality is nobody can beat that, guys. Cost with the quality of training in the Philippines, it at par with international standards. So you can get that Philippines pilot license in 10, 15 lakh or 30 lakhs, but in India it comes close to 1 crore. So they know not many Indians can get 1 crore even from loan, lower class, middle class Indians. So Philippines is within reach of us normal middle class Indians, guys. They make sure that we Indians don't get the opportunities in life. So because when you are free from financial constraints, your minds open up, to do many other things in life. So they want Indians to be slaves, guys, working in call center, etc. like that. So you can see pilot training in Philippines. And here many people will question, no, Philippines is not that. There are a lot of Indians have started pilot training courses. I forgot the name, but there is one Indian pilot training course in Dumagute. It is started by a guy from Kerala. I think it's called Royal Training Institute. Pilot training is Royal. You can Google it. As you can see, Sam Chui. If this guy does his pilot training in Philippines, then he, as you know, he's the number one aviation blogger in YouTube. Sam Chui, 3 million subscribers. So he did his lesson in the Philippines, guys. As you can see, Alpha Aviation Academy, Clark Airport, Philippines. And he has millions of viewers. He has traveled everywhere. He is from Singapore but lives in Dubai. So he could have got his pilot license anywhere in the world. But why did he choose Philippines? If the Philippines quality is low, why would he risk his life? And he has traveled in all the aircraft the world has seen, right? Sam Chui, you will already know if you have searched for any travel related, flight related videos. So he says that he is taking training for airport license, pilot license in the Philippines. So you don't, people will try to brainwash you. The quality of education in Philippines. That is the thing, guys. The entire media in India is sold out to the dark forces. So they will not tell you the easiest and the cheapest way to success. They will always tell you, because if you want to study in the West, you have to take loans, right? Lakhs and lakhs of loans to study in UK, USA, Canada. With this studying in the Philippines, your parents can afford it. It will not put burden on your parents. This is the reason I made this. If somebody would have told me, I would have got my 20 years of life back. Actually, I wasted my life. So if you are thinking of, studying abroad, pursuing a career, I would really suggest you to look for Philippines. Not for MBBS, they have made it dicey, but any course, it will give you a good kickstart in your life. It will develop your personality 360 degrees, guys. It's not about the mental abilities alone. It is how you, interact with another fellow human beings with respect, and it cultivates discipline in your life like anything. And also it is much cheaper that Indians can afford it, right? So you see, Sam Chui also is taking, but this, guys, you will be shocked. I know why I'm putting the picture of this. If you are an Indian, you already know who this guy is. What if I told you Viswanathan Anand did his schooling in the Philippines by the grace of God? There will never be. There are a lot of grandmasters, in India, who became much more smarter and who started winning more than what Vishy did. But they came nowhere close to what Viswanathan Anand achieved. And I can guarantee you, there will nobody in India, even with the abilities of Viswanathan, who can reach where Viswanathan Anand has reached. He is a world class guys, not cricket level like Sachin, Sachin and Ganguly, or Virat Kohli. They only play with 7 countries or 14 countries. Chess is worldwide, right? Hundreds, all the countries plays. To come on top, be a grandmaster and be world number one for so many years, he's still going strong, because he says all his discipline, all his respect, he's so grounded. You ask any chess grandmaster, even Gary Kasparov to Anatoly Karpov to Magnus Carlsen, they also say that the most grounded, humble, down to earth chess player they met is Viswanathan Anand, guys. Did you know where he did his schooling? Yes, guys, Philippines. He says in many of his videos and talk in his book, all his growth in chess came because he studied in the Philippines. You may not know this. I will show you, as you can see in Wikipedia. Viswanathan Anand. I don't have to give you a background. Anand started learning chess from age 6 from his mother, but learned the intricacies of the game in Manila, where he lived with his parents from 1978 through 80s, while his father was contracted as a consultant by the Philippines National Railways. He studied his college in DeSalle University in Manila. So actually, when I was looking for condos in Philippines, I met one of his classmates. So he has shared lot of details. He was very famous in Philippines before he became famous in India, guys. All his talent was nurtured in Manila. If he was not in Philippines, he wouldn't be where he is. He himself says that in many of his interviews. Even now also he is going strong, guys. He's when he is playing like his 50s. Still, from where he is getting so much energy? Many grandmasters say they can't play chess after 30 or 20s, their peak is over. But Viswanathan Anand, even in his 50s, is still going strong. He's even now winning chess tournaments, guys. He's defeating the top players. As you can read this Viswanathan Anand long story short with Leslie Wilcox. In this video, he says all his growth and development came while he was in the Philippines. In the same year, the boy life took a new turn. His father, who worked with Indian Railways, was sent to the Philippines for a project. Anand and his mother also went with him. Anand left chess crazy Madras to a chess crazy country, the Philippines. Asia's first grandmaster Eugene Torre was a Filipino. Florencio Championes, who was the president of the World Chess Organization, FIDE at the time, was also a Filipino. See here. Anand grounded approach stems from his upbringing in a country that has produced few top ranked players. I started at the age of 6. My elder brother and sisters were dabbling a bit, and then I went to my mother and pestered her to teach me as well. His interest grew when his father, a civil servant, moved to the family to the Philippines. I think this was destiny, guys. Otherwise, this wouldn't have materialized. Where his mother continued to teach him, helped along with a local television program that ran chess puzzles and offered chess manuals as prizes. I would enter every single day. Anand says he won so often that the channel banned him from participating. One day they said, "Look, why don't you just help yourself to all the books you want?" So I did. I still have most of them here actually. As you can see, all his grooming in chess was in the Philippines, not in Chennai, India, guys. He learned the intricacies of the game, but mostly what made him as Viswanathan Anand, the complete personality, his grounded, down to earth, humble, approach is because of his life in the Philippines, as you can see. Actually, I got my first invite in 88, but my first appearance was 89. No, because the mainstream media is so, India, and their Chennai ke Jat, they missed his one of the most critical part of Viswanathan Anand's life, what he actually is, because there is no one like him in India, and I can guarantee you 100% there will be no chess grandmaster like Viswanathan Anand, the world beater. Even if they, score more yellow points or become younger than Viswanathan Anand, but they will not reach to his caliber, guys. I can assure you, because the reason why he reached such heights in life is because of his overall development when he was in the Philippines, guys. It's not about mental, IQ alone. There are a lot of other things that we need in life to succeed and come on top, guys. As you can see, he won lot of, tournaments in the Philippines first. I won that year in a 4-way tie in 90s. I didn't do well, but the highlight that year was the Manila Interzonal. Had to open my computer to be sure. Nobody covers this in Indian media, right? Anand took up chess when he was 6 from his mother, but he developed it while staying in Manila, Philippines. It proved to be the right move as it came to him naturally, and in the years to come he would become a household name in the sports. Who would have thought, right? Viswanathan Anand donned his skill in the Philippines. He is like the number one sports figure, like, because the cricket and all, nobody plays in the world. You cannot judge world class level, like, but many Filipinos, like, the guy I met who was his classmate, he told he would have succeeded anywhere, if he was into software development or in acting or direction, like in Tamil cinema, script writing or acting. He would have excelled there also, because he had so much discipline in him combined with the IQ of, South Indian Tamils. So there was no stopping him, guys, once he came out of the Philippines. As you can see this in his book Mind Master, Viswanathan Anand. He writes everything about the Philippines, guys. Finding myself in a country that was right in the midst of a chess boom was a godsend. It was just by luck, guys. Nobody guided him. That is why I am telling you this video is kind of a payback. If if you want more choice in your life, and if you are short on funds to study, you can look for Southeast Asia. Philippines was home to Asia's first grandmaster, and she went, she checked lot of. In fact, she her mother looked into the top grandmaster in the yellow book, and she called. When she called on the number, she diligently circled. It turned out that while she had found the right tour household, she got hold of the wrong brother. But his brother was also such if a chess was into chess, so he attended lot of uh, tournaments and chess lessons classes, etc. But the entire the environment of the Philippines held made him what he is today. He even wrote the jeepneys. The jeepneys could ferry 20 to 25 passengers. He was something of a Filipino ingenuity icon. My mother and I would take them to and from the club, and good game. And he also did swimming, everything. Complete overall development, how to talk to people, how to respect. He learned everything in the Philippines, guys. Life as a boy of Viswanathan Anand. But the real journey of Viswanathan Anand as a chess player came when the family shifted to Manila. You will not believe this, right? We all are brainwashed into, sending kids to America or Germany. The West is slowly going down, guys. The dark forces and someone who is blessed only will move here. I will give you another shock. Anand longevity amazes Wesley. So this is world. He is from the Philippines, now living in US. He is world number two. He was world number two. So his idol is Viswanathan Anand actually. Wesley So was 5 years old when Viswanathan Anand became India's first grandmaster. The Filipino American got hooked to the game and grew up hearing about Anand's exploits. The Indian has remained one of his biggest influences ever since. Anand claims another win over his June 6th. So he's still winning, because people retire in his age, right? But he's still going strong because of the discipline and respect where he grew up, guys. Then they know what they are doing, guys. We have to get the energies. It's on a DNA level, guys. That is why Barack Hussein Obama did his schooling in the Indonesia, guys, Atlantis. Who is giving all this direction, guys? Even now, the most charming president, we know he's controlled by dark forces and, genetically modified Egyptian, is Pharaoh, Akhenaten, etc. We know all about conspiracy, but they know more than that, guys. That is why he did his schooling in Indonesia, guys. Barry Satero, right? Still, he is the most charming president. You cannot deny it. I know we all hate the presidents, etc. But let's be truthful. He still have a charming personality. Even now, he commands control. Obama attended the Indonesian language government and basically, come on, guys. That is now it is getting embarrassing. Who is giving them directions, guys? Who told him to come to Indonesia? Barry Setoro. We know all this. Studies. His stepdad was in Indonesian. All that is a story. Somebody guided him and they were watching him, the dark forces, because when he was here, they know he is going to be the next president of America and he has to be the most charming president, the America has ever produced. Honestly, when, even when Barack Obama gave speech, and everyone listened, even when they don't understand English. In my place in India, in Kerala, everyone was charmed by his presence. They made sure he did his schooling here in Indonesia. As you can see, his stepdad. Indonesia left deep imprint on Obama family. This is Atlantis, guys. It's so subtle. You will never know the deep intricacies of what made Obama what he is. That is what our job is. As you can see, Even now, when Obama visited White House, everybody ignored Joe Biden. You can watch this, I hope. As White House guests swarmed around Barack Obama. His personality is such, even now when he goes to White House, everybody surrounds him like a queen bee. That is what told you guys. It gives you 360-degree personality. No president, past president, when they go back to White House, will get this much respect and charm as even now when Obama goes to White House. It is genuine, guys, because they know, the aliens know what we are missing. And when you live in Southeast Asia, when you grow up, you develop that personality. No one can resist that. That is what this video shows. Everyone swarms around Obama. As you can see here, nobody Obama lingers. Biden lingers back with no one seeming to pay him attention. That is what this is. As you can see, US Embassy Jakarta, Barry Satoro and his school friends in Indonesia. It is not like, Harvard or MIT. They know how to develop a child, guys, and make him the president, most charming president of US. That is why this is Atlantis, guys. They operate through here subtly without us knowing, especially for Indians. I am telling you, Indians means the entire Southeast Asia, Pakistan, India, even Africa, South America. They are brainwashing us to go and study in the West and settle down in West and look for life. And I agree, there is corruption and everything, but when you land in Philippines, it is totally different than what you learn in see and watch in TV, guys. The realities are totally different. Many people who go to Philippines tell you can watch, the nicest people in the world are from the Philippines. It is completely different. The best place about the Philippines are the people, guys. And that is what most people experience. They know the dark forces, how to mold a human being into, world class personality. That is why they subtly brought Barack Hussein Obama into. It doesn't make sense, right? Why they brought Obama into Indonesia? That is how they play, and we are like, they ban us. They are doing, and now it has become very difficult, even to get normal visa. I read many of the stories, they are not giving visas to Indians. Out of 200 countries, 156 have visa on arrival, except India and other countries, guys. Because the dark forces are controlling all these visa rules, etc. So this is still controlled by, the dark forces, but the energies are free flowing, guys. So that is what my point is. And they cannot stop the energies of Earth from coming, from Southeast Asia. But they make sure diplomatically and administratively, they could make sure that you never hear about Southeast Asia or never make it. So it has, like earlier it was much easier. Now when I see, it is becoming nearly impossible for us to enter Philippines, and even for students, you see. So I'm not suggesting you study MBBS, because they are closing the chapter there for MBBS and pilot license. But any other course, just for a few years, if you can send your, if you can study here, it will give you a complete overall development in your personality, guys. That is what my point actually of making is, because this, you see, these bridges, these are degrees, guys, degrees of development. This Atlantis was a very highly evolved civilization where knowledge was the key. That is why when Indians go here and study, they come on top, like Viswanathan Anand. And MBBS has highest MCI passing percentage, like 50%, guys. It's crazy. Even Indians studying in India don't have that much high percentage. You can see it. I don't have time to show you the stats, but once you see the passing percentage of Indians studying in Philippines was higher than Indians studying in India at one time. It is so high, like Ukraine, Russia, UK, and China doesn't even come close. The passing percentage is like 6 to 7%. And I could have even guarantee, like if Indians started floating here to study, to gain knowledge, they would have like 80 to 90%. Everyone would have been at the top of their game. But the dark forces unfortunately know our history. Like we died and they recycled it. But when the Atlantis was there and it was broken down and destroyed, those aliens have gone nowhere, guys. They know our history. So they brainwash us totally. They misguide us. So the reason I'm making is for you to be aware and have an option. So if you are watching this, you are already now, just don't go blindly. Do your research, but keep an open mind, guys. 360-degree development, complete holistic development could only come from Atlantis, guys. That is why this circle, these bridges, these one points are corner of your overall development. Intelligence is only one bridge, guys. There is self-respect, there is discipline, there is hard work, everything is there. There is personality, charming personality, longevity, everything. The knowledge center was here actually. So they are building it, and it has to do with transhumanism. They don't want to kill you. That is a transhumanistic agenda, guys. They want to fuse the sexuality, LGBTQ. So if they built Southeast Asia as the new Atlantis, it will the number one, this one gender will be LGBTQ, guys. There will be no male and female. Forget about that. It will be completely twisted than what we have set in our mind of what a knowledge center would look like. So yeah, guys. So this I missed in my last video. So I remembered I had to make this one day so that you have more options in your life. Thanks.